Welcome to my video here on understanding your current utility usage and how that compares to some of the solar products that are offered today. I wanted to put together this video to just give better understanding and insights on how you can look at your current energy usage and then how that kind of calculates over long term. Remember, solar is not a 5-year, 10-year kind of product. This is a 25-year purchase. So, doing your due diligence as you are right now in doing research and asking these kind of questions. I'm glad that you're checking out this video, and hopefully this is something that will move you into the next step of going solar like I did. I am an independent solar consultant. My name is Joseph. If you haven't grabbed that from the other videos that I've posted, I really enjoy this product. I think that it has some really unique and powerful benefits, but at the same time, I also think that there's a lot of misconception and a lot of information that is out there that really doesn't overall benefit people. And so I wanted to illustrate that in this video. So taking a look here at one of my current customers who has looked into solar. We've taken their monthly usage and their monthly cost on the product. So right now they're paying $170 for January and using 850 kilowatts. And then you go through the rest of the months and you add all of these numbers up. And so this is what you'll have to do when you call your utility company, and they'll be more than happy to give you this information. You can look it up online as well if they have an online portal. And then you get the total number, and then you divide it by 12, and that's going to give you your monthly bill. So your average monthly bill off of this total cost for the year for this customer is $200. Now they're using 10,000 kilowatts for the year, and so the way we get the cost per kilowatt is, again, we take the annual usage or the annual cost, and we divide it by the annual usage, and that gives us our kilowatt that we're paying. So for this particular customer, for the whole year, they ended up paying on average almost 24 cents a kilowatt. So looking at these numbers, let's go ahead and put it into like an escalator of like what that would be in future dollars. For a lot of customers, if you've thought back maybe 10 years ago what you paid for power, or even 15 or 20 years ago, if you can remember that far back, I mean, kilowatts were 7 cents a kilowatt, 9 cents a kilowatt. At least here in California, this particular customer is located in the Bay Area, and so we're not going to name any utility companies. We're not throwing any utility companies under the bus. I mean, they've done a great job of building the grid and building a sustainable utility power production and providing. So I mean, I'm not bashing them, but we've now come into a time where being environmentally friendly and being responsible consumers, we need to find alternative renewable energy sources. And so I think that solar is that answer, or part of that answer, for a lot of people. And so looking at the cost long term, since like I said, this is a long-term purchase, let's take a look at what it would cost if you stayed with your current utility company, what you'd be paying. So with a 4% escalation, so basically this number is 4% greater next year, and then that number is 4% greater the next year, and then 4% greater the next year. That's basically what the escalation means. We're looking at, in just 5 years, it doesn't grow very much over year. I mean, this only went up $30 a month to now being 28 cents a kilowatt. So 5 cents more a kilowatt. Really not that, crazy. But as we go 5 years ahead of that, and then another 5 years ahead of that, we can now see the growth in cost for the same power that we're currently using. So this is still based off a 10,000 annual kilowatt usage, and you can see that now we're paying $350 a month as opposed to paying $200 a month. But this is over 15 years from now, right? So again, the little bit adds up, and if you were to go back, you can kind of see those trends similarly grow, right? Okay, so now let's take our current scary situation, and this is where a lot of sales reps and solar sales reps sell to the savings. And I don't like selling to the savings, I like selling to the independents, because right here paying over 25 years to the utility company of a 4% escalation is $100,000 overall, right? It's kind of hard to conceptualize that big number, but now let's take a look at these two products that a lot of sales reps like to use, which is what's called a PPA, or a power purchase agreement. A power purchase agreement is basically taking your kilowatt percent cost, which most of us never even calculate, and then giving you a discount. So in this case, 18 cents is on the higher side. Most of them on the lower side are 16 cents right now here in California. You can get some of them if they give you a good deal at 15 cents a kilowatt. But regardless of whatever they're charging you per kilowatt, you take that, you times that by your annual usage, and that gives you your annual cost, right? So if we took this current customer and we times out 18 cents a kilowatt, we're going to be at a $600 a month savings. That $600 a month saving times out, or I'm sorry, not $600 a month, $600 a year savings. Times that out by 25 years, that comes out to $14,000 if we locked in the current rate of our current utility and the current rate of the PPA. We're looking at $15,000 savings. Not too bad, right? Now, if you look at it as a grand total cost, this is where the sales rep doesn't ever mention this part. But I want you to do the math on it. Just like we're doing with this, and just like we're doing with this, we're going to take this annual cost and we're going to times it by 25, because this is what this system of a PPA is going to cost you. You're going to pay $45,000 over 25 years, and it was an agreement based on the current usage that you're paying now. So what do you think that the agreement's going to be in 25 years when the contract's over and you're paying 61 cents a kilowatt, right? And you don't own anything. This is just a rent. You're renting, you're using, but you're paying somebody else to generate the power. Yeah, they put the panels on your roof, but you don't own the panels. So keep that in mind when you're looking at a PPA. Now let's take a look at a lease. The lease is similar, but the way that they calculate leases is they take your annual bill. So here's your monthly bill based on your annual usage, $200 a month. And they typically give you about a 25% discount on that, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little less, depending on whatever company you're looking at. And it's $150 a month. So right off the bat, you're saving 50 bucks a month, which is decent, right? 50 bucks times 12, $600 a year. Very nice, $15,000 savings, again, if you locked it in over time. But again, you're still paying $45,000 over time on that lease. You don't own anything. And then at the end of 25 years, you have to renegotiate your rate or the cost of the equipment, right? You're still purchasing at the end of 25 years. You just got done spending $45,000. If you were to contact your current utility company and look back to the last 25 years worth of power, or 15 years of power, or 10 years of power, and said, hey, I've been a really good customer. You haven't shut me off. I've been paying every month. I pay for what I'm using. Don't you think you'd give me a deal and I'll just get a couple of months for free or something? They would laugh at you, right? Like you'd go into past due and then they'd shut your power off. And this is exactly the same situation that these two programs are going to be in. So I don't want you to be bamboozled when a rep is wazzling and dazzling you with savings on solar. Okay? I want solar to be a long-term, independent decision purchase, if that makes sense. So that's what I wanted to illustrate today. I wanted to give you these calculations so that way you can see it. You can then duplicate it with your own power usage and costs, and then look into solar. So I'm going to make another video on how that looks and how you can calculate that with the solar product long term. So again, thank you for staying, and if you have any comments or questions, please just leave them down below, or you can send me over a message and I'll try to get back to you when I can. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks again for stopping by.